Hello guys, how are you? So today I will give you a topic. I will present to you the documentation activities construction. So what is the documentation? What the documentations required during our constructions? And you can see some of the samples and some of the requirements in my presentation throughout my slides. Okay guys, so now will give you for that E&I Learning Institute. So I'm preparing this for your all ideas regarding for E&I, electrical and instrumentation, and most probably we can cater also telecommunication. So documentations first, walk down, verify the completeness and readiness of system equipment. So what do you mean this? So after the construction activities that you already the construction people they installed all the equipments, they already terminate their cable glanding and termination, etc. So that's the time you need to proceed for the walk down. So the completeness from the installation, from the inspection, and also from the testing. Okay, so after that you will do a verification. Since if you found any discrepancy against the specification, procedure, and approved drawings, that's the time you create punch list. Okay, punch list or any punch points that should be registered. So we have ICAPS and co-console. So that's for the registration of your all punch list, punch point, whatever you call that, that should be captured in the system. So we have also the system that we can say like ICAPS and co-console system. Okay, and number two, you understand the QCP, okay, quality control procedure, and ITP inspection test procedure. Check prior to inspection approved by QAQC department based on the drawings code and standard. So this is the most important, because if you are a construction, so after you do everything, you submit this information to your QC department, so that the QC department, they investigate and they will verify, they will check all of your installation, from the installation of the equipment down to your cable installation. And if this is related and this is approved drawing or approved standard, and you are repairing or basing for the procedure, so that's the quality department and QAQC department verification of your all activities. So okay, and number three, you check to ITPQC check sheets list before inspection, compilation purpose of test packets and doser. So after that, we have mechanical completion. So since the inspection has been raised, has been done also, and then any punch point you can close out, and any balance outstanding punch point, that should be captured what I said in the ICAPS or co-console. And now this is the construction team, which is the project management team from the office. They will brought this documents, what we call this mechanical completion dosers. So the dosers will be bring it to you, who is responsible to sign the MC dosers, or else you can sign as an engineer, or else the team leader, or either some QC department, some it depends on the organization. Okay, so but the most important, all is this capture into mechanical completion dosers. So Everything is there in mechanical completion dossiers, the drawings, the red line drawings, there's a mark-up drawings, or punch list closeout, and punch list outstanding, and relevant documents as well are there. Okay, and also your certificate. That's why the important things is the signature that you agree. As for us, for me, I'm a client right now, so I'm working as a client. So the contractor brought that to me, the MC dosers, and also they brought the RFC RFC documents. That is a commissioning dosers. Remember, there is a two separate. That's as mechanical completion dosers and commissioning dosers. Okay. So since I understand this procedure because I'm working as a inspection and I'm working as a construction, I'm working as a commissioning. So that's why I understand this kind of documentation process from the started stage. Okay, so this is how the documentation process. Now number 4, verify the spare parts list, 2 years spare parts that as part of the documentation purpose before handover. So now the 2 years spare parts, I also have an experience way back in Saudi Arabia. So in Saudi Arabia, this is not what we call SPIR. So in Saudi, when I'm working in a Ramco project, so this is SPLER, and I was doing cataloging. So as a cataloging engineer, we do this like ESP in Saudi Aramco. We're doing equipment spare parts cataloging. So this is what is the differences between the mechanical completion dosers and commissioning dosers. This is related all of the spare parts. So for example, I will give you an example. So power generator. So if you have an equipment of power generator, all of the consumables, and you can, as a cataloging engineer, as a spare parts engineer, you need to check all of the consumables and what is the spare parts that needs to require, that the relevant, that necessary, we can change this after 2 years. Okay? So this is our job as well. So during the time when I was working as a cataloging engineer, I need to verify the vendor recommendation equipment list. I need to verify the drawings. I need to verify all of the schedule, and you need to check the bill of materials, exactly what is the important thing, and later on after 2 years this will be available in the shelf area. So in the shelf, that is we call shelf life. So that's why we're always putting that in the system. We have a system that ESP. So some they're using different name in other countries, and also here in UAE. So different name for this system. Okay, so that's why that is the important also for the 2 years spare parts for the all equipment that you install during the construction stage. So hope that you can understand about that. If you need more understanding, so you can give me a message. Okay, we proceed in number 5. So 2 weeks look ahead to be submitted by the contractor for the program of works. Of course, every time there's a meeting, and the planning engineer, based on for my experience, the planning engineer, they are the one who preparing for this planning, and then they will submit to you. This is the planning look ahead based on the activities. For example, today we will install this equipment, 25 equipments up to this date. Okay, so now after that, so we know already if we accomplish or not. So we always check our look ahead. So during the meetings with the contractor, so we can discuss why it has been delayed, what is the issue, any materials issue, or any manpower issue. So that is related for the meeting, why we are not capturing, why it's beyond, we are delayed as per our look ahead. Okay, so that's the purpose of look ahead to be submitted to the from the contractor to the client. Okay, and number 6, drawing and layout prior to installation to be in accordance with standard and specification. As always, either whether you work in different countries, this is always requirement. So as per, we have a feed drawing, front end engineering design, and also we have a detailed design. So that is coming from there. Okay, and prior to install, all of that approved from the client, from the owner. All these drawings must be approved, and then it should submitted to the contractor. For example, I am the contractor, so I'm from the design engineering or feed engineering, so feed group. So we are submitting these documents together with the transmittal to the client, and then the client, the owner, review all the drawings. If they can found any some additional inputs, that's to be commented. Okay, so that's to be commented in the CRS or any information. Okay, and then number 7, site design modification to be approved prior to execution at site by client. Okay, attach proof reason. So this is the most important thing, because sometimes we cannot depend on the design. Maybe during the design stage there is a minor problem, and then there is a obstruction between the all disciplines, mechanical, piping, electrical, and instrument. And then now that's the time when you install your instrumentation, like a transmitter or any controls, or in electrical there is a obstruction from the instrumentation or any obstruction from the mechanical. So that's to be site design modification and be approved of the execution before. So that's, we call that a site query. So if you are an engineer, at construction engineer, site engineer, so you need to study exactly in that location, so why it's happened. So when you install, so the measurement, it will be always proactive, because the important, the commissioning and also the maintenance operation must be, they can work easily during their operation and during their maintenance. So that's why any modification must be approved from the client. Okay, and number 8, technical query and concession request approved for any deviation reason prior to execution. So TQ, and then that's, we call that technical query, and then CR, so that is a concession request, because we've submitted to the engineering. So if you are from engineering, so you can understand also what is mean this concession request, and then and also from the construction engineer, so before the execution. So that's why what I'm telling, technical query as always there during the construction stage. Okay, and there is also sometimes there's an MOC, so like that. And we proceed in number 9. And number 9, this is NCR. What do you mean by NCR? This is non-conformance report. If installation against the drawing approved, verify response and resolution, this is under the quality department, QA/QC department. So if they found mistake, if they found that you are not following as per approved drawing and some of the specification, they will give you, for me, for me as a client, I will give you information to the contractor that this installation is wrong against your drawing, and this installation is wrong against our specs. Okay, and this material delivery is not is not as per specs. Okay, and now the contractor, they insisted to install. Okay, installed, that they are not listening. So you already submit this an observation, surveillance, and that's the time we need to raise an NCR to them. So issue or NCR, non-conformance. So this is the, when I remember when I working in Qatar as a consultancy, and then all of all of I have main contractor and two subcontractor, and they are not listening. And see, when I told my inspector, I told them raise the NCR, they are now very angry because why they are raising NCR. So sometimes the contractor is very what we call this, they don't like, and they don't like to receive an NCR. So if you are the good contractor, main contractor, you do not accept NCR because this is the big impact of their company as well. So too many NCRs. Okay. Then number 10, spreadsheets for reporting to be ready whatever activity completed for tracking if possible. First system for traceability. So there is also a document, that document we have a specification, it traceability. So how we can do, what is the proactive that we need to do this to trace our documents, to trace our materials. So there's also documents for that. And then of course the contractor must submit for this, how they work as a to track their equipment, to track their record, to track their materials. So especially instrumentation, when we do checking and mechanical, that's the most important thing also. Then number 11, daily report to be compiled for reference for any activities including check sheets. So there is a documentation. That's why we also we in every project we have a document control. So they're the one attending this all documentation. So that will be compiled and then put that in the archive, and then or any hard disk to download it. That's the time when have any verification, we can easily verify and check based on their transmittal, based on their sequence, based on their documentation procedure. Okay. And then number 12, we have a sequence in transfer of facilities guide. So just like what happened when I working in Saudi Aramco after the completion of the project. So from mechanical completion, commissioning dosers, and equipment, spare parts, cataloging. So all of that, will be transferred to Aramco facilities. So that's the way how it works for us. For example, here, if you are working in ADNOC, so that's all documents, all CDs downloaded, everything must be shifted to their archive, the main archive, and any supersede drawings, that's to be uh, supersede. So any approved drawings and then any revised drawings, we have a stamp also there. We can stamp as a supersede for the latest as-built drawing, so that the rest of the drawings to be the latest one, that's go proceed to the facilities. Okay, so that's all, guys. Hopefully that you can understand exactly some of the examples there of how, what is the documentation is, what the requirements is during the construction activities, inspection activities, from the design going forward to the installation. So thank you, and please don't forget to like and subscribe my YouTube channel, and so that you can notified during my uploaded new videos related for your knowledge. Okay, guys, hope God bless and keep safe.